I do believe, coming off, that second place, in the women's 100 meters, she'll be more focused and more hungry to get that, 200-meter goal to prove, that she is the caliber athlete that she indeed is. But with that said, Sha'carri, she will have challengers. And in my opinion, before, she wasn't the biggest challenger, but now, in my opinion, is the biggest challenger. And I'm talking about Sha'carri Richardson. Hey trackies, welcome back to another video here on TXT Track Time. Please remember to like the video and also subscribe to the channel. Trackies, the women's 200-meter heats are done and dusted, and all major participants, I'm talking about the big girls, have all successfully qualified to the semi-final, navigating the first round, pretty, easy, well within, the realms of themselves. Now, the big woman of the moment, clearly Sha'carri Richardson has, the fastest time, no surprise, going into the semi-final. Now, her time winning her heat was 22.16 seconds. Now, another big woman we're all looking out for, Gabrielle Thomas, made it through with the second fastest time, 22.26 seconds. Now, when we get to, the Jamaicans, I'm talking about Shericka Jackson, our biggest gun, in this event. She, won her heat. However, placed 10th overall based on times, running 22.51 seconds. Very easy as well for her qualifications. Now, we did have, two more Jamaicans making it through into the semifinal. We had Natalia White and, of course, Kevona Davis, all successfully navigating, each round. Both of them look good as well. So I'm excited to see, what happens, in the second round. But, of course, Marie Jose Talu is also there. Anthony Sean is also there. Julian Alfred is also there. Daryl Nita is there, Dina Asher Smith is there. So it will be very interesting, to see, what, transpires out of the semifinals. But so far, especially from a Jamaican perspective, is can, Shericka Jackson get revenge in, her favorite event? Now, of course, us Jamaicans going in clearly had Shericka, not only, to win the 100 meters, but hands down, she was taking the 200 meters, no questions asked, because, that's her event, clearly. But you know what? Things, may not be as so clear cut as we initially thought. Now, for me personally, I'll always back my Jamaican athletes. And for me personally, also, I do believe, coming off, that second place, in the women's 100 meters, she'll be more focused and more hungry to get that, 200-meter goal to prove, that she is the caliber athlete that she indeed is. But with that said, Sha'carri, she will have challengers. And in my opinion, before, she wasn't the biggest challenger, but now, in my opinion, is the biggest challenger. And I'm talking about Sha'carri Richardson. Now, here why Sha'carri Richardson for me, becomes, the biggest challenger. Let's go back to the US Championships. Yes, let's go back a little bit. Now, this is where, I talked about, Sha'carri Richardson having a clear, issue in terms of round management. Now, when we talk about our 100 meters, the first round was 10.71, the second round was 10.75, and the third round, the finals, was 10.82. Now, clearly you can see as each round progressed, she had things backwards at that particular point. She, running her slowest race in the finals and her fastest race in the first round. Something similar happened in the 200-meter heats as well. She ran, a blazing, 21.61. Though it was above the allowable, it still is a pretty fast time because, whether in dead win, or maximum win from my calculations, it's either a 21.78 or a 21.64, but that's still a fantastic time. Then, of course, she went to the semis, she ran 22.18, and in the final, she ran 22.19. So still, having things, a little topsy-turvy there in terms of how she should progress round by round. But interestingly, coming off that, again, we had Gabby Thomas over there in the United States running 21.60 to take that race, coming in as also a medal favorite, gold, for most Americans as well. And then also Jamaican Shericka Jackson running 21.71 in her own trials, from a Jamaican perspective, going in as, gold medal favorite. But again, since the championships have started, trackies, Sha'carri Richardson has surprised, and shocked many. Now, when we look at, her progression round by round in each race, you can clearly see that the round management is much better than it was at trials. I'm talking about a 10.9 in the heats, a 10.8 in the semifinal, and of course, the absolutely phenomenal championship record, 10.65 in the finals. Now, off the back of that, a 10.65. Remember, her best, at the US trials was a 10.71. And, that got her in and around, in her first run, at the trials, someplace around a 21.6-ish, right? But no, she's clearly faster, much better, in a better place, executing better, managing the runs better, trackies. So off the back of this 10.65, what could we possibly get from Sha'carri Richardson? Well, she started well so far. Again, managing her runs good. 22.16 in the first round. I do expect her to get, that much faster in the semifinal. Maybe around a 21.9-ish, maybe a 21.8-ish, in that semifinal. And then, of course, in the finals, I expect her to drop the hammer. Honestly, I'm expecting this time around a solid personal best from Sha'carri Richardson, someplace in and around either low 21.7s or, a 21.6 possibly, high for her. But let's see. I definitely think it's on the cards for her. Now, what does this mean for the rest of the field, trackies? Again, Sha'carri is the woman of the moment. Does this dislodge, Shericka from being the favorite? Well, in my opinion, no. I still believe Shericka will be able to definitely pull off a win. I do believe she has it in her. She didn't run her best in the women's 100-meter finals, her best being 10.65, but she managed 10.72. So off the back of that, trackies, if I go back to last year, it's in and around, maybe a 21.4 or a 21.5. So as it stands now, if Shericka runs a 21.5, in my opinion, she definitely covers this field and she takes the win. However, that means, in my opinion, that Sha'carri Richardson dislodges possibly a Gabby Thomas. Yes, surprisingly, I believe that in this race, Gabby Thomas will get outdone by Sha'carri Richardson based on, the run management that I've seen her been doing so far. Also, coming off the back of that personal best, I expect her to be, run much faster in that 200-meter finals and get another personal best there. Also, trackies, remember, the most important thing for me, and which is clutch when it comes to Sha'carri Richardson, is her run management. Clearly, much better run management as it stands right now. However, you know what? On to the semifinals, the next round. Let's see what happens there. But as it stands right now, this is how I'm calling the medals. I'm going to go Shericka Jackson, then I'm going to go Sha'carri Richardson, then I'm going to go Gabby Thomas. With, the outside shot of Julian Alfred ever present. And also, in my opinion, Antonique Strawn. I didn't see her turn up in the women's 100 meters. Glad to see her turn up in the women's 200 meters here. And I'm excited, to see what this race will amount to when the final comes. But, Jackie, what do you think? Do you think Shericka Jackson will be able to get her revenge in this 200 meters? Or do you think on the back of that newfound 10.65 from Sha'carri Richardson, she will get the best of Shericka Jackson? Sound off in the comment section below as usual. Like the video and subscribe. I'll catch you in a next one. Bye.